Leroy just addressed to the commission. We had sent a similar letter to Doug Smith about 3 weeks ago, Doug, and I just mentioned to Doug if he asked him if he could get a copy of that to you as well. From Mayflower's view, to the extent these mining claims are underneath Mayflower ground, we see it as a private issue. To the extent it exists under the county easement or UDOT easements, rights of way, then of course the county would have to address that. So just wanted to make you aware that we are addressing it as well.
But we're talking about the same piece of ground.
Yes, as far as I know, yeah. I didn't see, I got the letter from Leroy by email when I was in Park City, so I haven't looked at the letter yet, but I'm assuming it's the same ground. Okay. Thank you.
Could you put up the concept plan?
Which one?
The last.
The UDOT one?
The last one. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm actually asking.
Sure, go right ahead. I'm fungible, flexible, and everything else. I'm also deplorable. You see my deplorable. Now, you're getting kind of personal. Thank you. My name is Mike Kozakowski. I live over there, just by the pond there. Bill Redkey lives down here, and I'm going to speak to my end of this. And I'm going to have it both for the highway plan that you're talking about and the transit plan that you have. Is that the concern that I have is, and I'm so glad you projected the 5 lanes to be beyond my lifespan. Okay, so we won't have to put up with that. But still, even a 3-lane system. I'm concerned that with even a 3-lane system, but definitely a 5-lane system, and without us being included, my subdivision and Fox Bay being included in the transit plan, that we've essentially become an isolated island there. And would like you to whatever insight you have, and then I'll address the Planning Commission on the transit plan. But for instance, if this is even a 3-lane road, we have 2 roads. We have Old Keatley Road, we have Alpine Avenue. Alpine Avenue is particularly problematic trying to make a left-hand turn there because you have the crest of the hill hiding. You know, you only have a vision, sight of vision of about 50 to 100 feet. And as it becomes more populated with traffic, just if you could address how we prevent me from my neighborhood from becoming an island.
Yeah, certainly, commissioners, as looking at this site plan, there's so much yet to be worked out. And I apologize, we don't have all the answers at this point, but we will be looking at site distance issues and access points and things like that. At least UDOT will, as they pursue this. So their preliminary study is going to be fairly brief, I believe. They just want to look at the merits of it, see if it will work, and then they would drill down on the details that we're talking about this evening. I'm not trying to make anybody isolated at all within the community. Recognize that this one-way circulation pattern, the reason that we have the crossing points and converting the tunnel from transit to public was so that vehicles could turn around and move southbound. If they wanted to move southbound without getting on the freeway system and heading north into Park City, that would be their way to turn around. The 3-lane system that we spoke about and that has been discussed this evening, if that frontage road system is built, rather than building 5-lane roads, we think we could get by with building 3-lane roads at a maximum size. And certainly coming out of, what's the name of the road,
Alpine Avenue is up by the fire station.
That road would essentially become basically a right-in, right-out to the frontage road. We've talked about when you implement a plan like this, and I think I mentioned in a previous meeting, typically you look at what we would consider a backage road or another local street that would provide that north-south travel. Now there are some locations where that's not even feasible, I recognize that. There's a lot to be worked out and a lot to be discussed on this plan. again, it's just conceptual, and it's very preliminary at this point.
I appreciate that.
So what we're saying with might happen with my neighborhood is if you wanted to go to Heber from his house, you would have to turn right and go under that north portal and come back and then get on the freeway going south.
I don't have a problem with that. I don't know if others in my neighborhood, that isn't the issue. The issue is if we have to make a left-hand turn onto Jordanelle Parkway, that would be more of an issue. It's particularly an issue, even though I won't say it, is the JSSD and those big trucks that they have, which are just about every other day. Okay. So you would still look at an entrance ramp onto North 40 off of Jordanelle Parkway. That would really help relieve the flow there. So that gets me to the other point, is the transit system. I would fully expect, having seen what's happened at the canyons in Park City, which I ski at those two, and also seeing what's happening at other resorts, that I currently live, again, over by the pond there, and there's also the Fox Bay subdivision, is that in order for us to get to the ski resort, if we were to drive, heaven forbid, we'd probably have to drive to the parking lot, which is over by the intersection, over by where Bill is, and then we'd have to catch a bus from there. And that doesn't make a whole lot of sense for me, looking at the traffic and looking at the pollution, understand what my professional background is. And that's why I've been pushing to be included in this, in my subdivision in this, so that we could partake in the transit plan. Okay, so that's, I've been pretty animate about that, I realize, for the last several months. But if you're going to put the buses on Jordanelle Parkway and not come down either Alpine or Old Keatley Road, you've just put possibly 150 cars on the road just to go from one part of the JSPA to another part of the JSPA. So that's why that's one of many reasons I've been asking that the neighborhoods that exist there now be part of this process. So I'd like you to consider that and move forward to the council.
I think that as the Park City grew and the transit system became an important part of Park City, that's exactly why it has been created. You're right, because it is very difficult to park and drive to the resorts and ski. And I think that's what Steve's saying. I think you're absolutely right. We need to take a real hard look at how we accommodate transit in the future.
And I think that's why I was earlier talking about that that's a general concept that we're showing today, but there needs to be a developed transit plan in the future for this area.
Okay, I've just been asking.
Absolutely agree with you.
That's just one of the reasons why I've been asking that the existing neighborhoods join you in this process rather than being on the outside pleading to be in on it. So understand where I'm coming from. So I would appreciate it before that.
It's an excellent comment.
Okay, last thing, and we've had two lawyers talk to you on various things. My counsel, who Bill happens to know and can tell you how good my counsel is, would like me to. We're concerned, and I have not seen your minutes, whether a written comment that I've submitted has made it to you or not. I've talked to some commissioners. They have not seen my written comments. This is a public hearing, and they're supposed to include that. And I will give, if there are two sets here to hand out to you, rather than taking the time to pass it down to you one at a time. Just a quick two-sentence summary on this. We have concern about the creation, composition, and the compensation of JSPA Planning Commission. That's described in there. I have submitted my comments before. I don't know if they've gotten to you or not. They need to get to you. We'd like that we formally request that be in the record, that in your decision-making process. In there, we also have concern about this being a public meeting, and I am a property owner within the JSPA. Even if my subdivision in there, I own property elsewhere that is right now in the JSPA. We have concerns about the notice procedures. You'll see that in the comments too. So thank you.
But those are the comments that were already submitted in an earlier meeting, am I correct?
We had comments that we were given to the chair last time and Rick, so I think they were noted in the meeting. I don't know that you all had copies.
I think you emailed us the letter.
I think I remember seeing.
Yeah,
That's right, I emailed you that.
Yeah, so we did receive it.
Yeah, I'm not sure many of these are in our purview. I think these are more legal issues. I'm not sure we really have the expertise or the authorization to discuss these. I can leave these to the attorney's office. That seems to me like the best. We'll let them give us an opinion of what this means to us. But are there any other comments about the plan from the public before I close the public hearing? And we've got about 30 minutes, so okay. Close the public hearing and look for comments from the Plan Commission. Discussions about where we are today. We want to make a motion to forward on to the county commission today.
I just ask on the letters that were just handed to us, is there anything from the county side that would affect our decision making today?
Based on the letters today, I don't think so. I know I've been working with Doug on clarifying the JSPA code with all the issues that have been presented. I believe we've received those already. I know that's in process. We've been working on that. I don't know exactly when that will get back to county council. I believe it'll be either the end of this month or the first of next month for them to make the decisions on it. So, but I think all of those issues presented are something that the county council would have to make the decision on as to what your authority is, since they gave you that authority. They created the JSPA planning commission.
Would you normally give us a recommended motion? That in here, did I miss that?
Yeah, we do. It's not in your packet.
I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing an ordinance.
Do you have it so you can put it up for us, or? Doug, are we need to have discussion, or are we waiting for something?
You do not have one.
I don't, I'm sorry. That's okay. We can make a motion. Is there any discussion, I guess?
Before we make the motion, because we usually end up having to kind of revise how that sounds. What's on the table is to, for us to approve or deny the ordinance as proposed, and along with the
Not approve or deny, recommend.
along with the presentation and recommendation from Hales Engineering.
Well,
In terms of the other things we talked about, consideration for transit and for either right-of-way or slope easement related to retainage.
Correct.
We need to word that all in here somehow.
Yes.
So, I don't think the words going to let somebody else do the motion, but that's what we're trying to capture here, right?
Well, I think the ordinance, as written, is close. And I think I would propose that we put in an additional condition that additional right-of-way or slope easements be required to contain cut-fill slopes or retaining walls if necessary.
And then, was that a motion?
Yes.
Well,
No, you can't.
But I can't motion. So
Yeah.
I'm kind of looking for a motion.
Okay, so, go.
Yeah.
I move that we recommend the ordinance as written and presented today with the additions of adding language about transit and transit hubs being required as part of the amenity package, or being accepted as part of the amenity package, that wall height waivers for retaining walls can be evaluated for the roads only in conjunction with the county engineer's recommendation, and that landscape requirements for are in addition for any areas where a median is placed, and that we add either right-of-way or slope easements for areas that are graded beyond the existing right-of-way of the road.
That is your motion.
That's my motion.
I'll second.
Okay. Any discussions? We covered all the bases. Okay. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Seconded.
With that, I think, is there any other business we need to discuss today? Then I think we're adjourned.
Sorry.